Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning. As you guys come in, you guys watch this after it was previously recorded. It's your boy Big Ghost Rider here, man. Live from Connecticut, man. This is the first stream that we doing in Connecticut, man. Look, I'll tell you guys real quick. We had a stream scheduled with 3T's Mobile Detailing. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be able to do that stream today. Mr. Tyrone had other things scheduled. So he's going to have to get back with us. And I think we're going to do that with 3 tomorrow because Mr. 3T's self had something planned. So we got to use this time, though. We got a news story. We talking about President Trump. You know what I'm saying? I know I promoted us going live at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, but we live now. So I'm going to get out the way, man. It's our first live stream out here in Connecticut. I'm going to get out the way. I'm going to let some people jump in the stream, and then we'll get started. Man, I ain't gonna take too long. Good morning, goodness gracious. You two ready for us to get started? So we gonna get started, guys. Good morning, welcome to Legal Wars Live on the road, man, from Connecticut. It's your boy Big Ghost Rider. GB says good morning, GB. As you guys come in the stream, if you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me, like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Roblox says, what are you doing? We are about to cover some content out here in Connecticut. Roblox, GB, could y'all please, thank y'all, double tap the screen. The Coral Sea Island says, where I live, the 712. Y'all make sure y'all double tap that screen for me, the Coral Sea Islands. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Guys, we talking about President Trump this morning being the fixer in chief. Now understand, Ghost Rider is an independent, if you guys did not know. You know what I'm saying? So take it from that mind frame. Take it from somebody who's being objective or subjective, whichever term you want to use, you know what I'm saying? And just looking at it like that. Let's get to the content. We got a lot to go over this morning. Live from Connecticut, guys. We are in Connecticut, man. You know what I'm saying? This like the 17th state, you know, on this tour. I think it's like the 19th for me this year. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now, my Democratic friends will probably not be too fond of the live stream this morning, but you have to bear with me because it's good to look at life from multiple perspectives. I say it's a gift. I don't tell people to change their mentality. I tell them to embrace different perspectives, because being able to look at something in a different light gives your mind the ability to embrace empathy. And empathy leads to charity. And I believe that abundance of charity can cover a multitude of sins. Also, guys, this is a good way for us to get to unity together as a nation. If y'all have not liked the video, please double tap the screen for me, like the video. I welcome you guys into the live stream. That being said, I know my Democratic friends are abundant in charity, and I appreciate that. But today we are talking about President Trump, as I call him, Big President T, and his willingness and ability to fix the most minute and minuscule things that you might not think are beneath a president. But there are things within his wheelhouse that he controls, some things outside of his wheelhouse we know as well. And I think the attention to detail is something that, as a human being, forget your party for a second, as a human or American or just a curious political observer, it's truly a feat to witness, guys. As you guys come in, y'all please double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Jump down below. Republicans, independents, Democrats, it don't matter, man. Let y'all voice be heard. Y'all think President Trump is the fixer in chief or a destroyer in chief? Let's be real, you name it. On every single political or non-political issue, right, wrong, or indifferent, Donald J. Trump is a fixer in chief. I mean, from executive orders being wrote at record-setting paces to dramatically shifting spending budgets in months, from his interference in Asian conflicts that give credence to his claims of stopping 7 wars in 8 months, to the new ballroom. I mean, even the beautification of Washington, D.C., to calling out immigration problems and the increased ICE budget, and now a well-known problem of crime in American cities, going after cartels, guys. Guys, before we get too caught up into our emotions, whether you're either right or on the left, let's try to stay objective or subjective here, okay? We can and will debate the means of the way he's doing what he's doing, which are highly controversial. Would you guys agree with me so far? Trying to stay in the middle and be truthful? He has declared a complete political war. And yes, Ghostwriter is using the word war on liberalism, attacking liberals in the courts, their prized institutions, organizations they champion, and personally cutting their funding and their states, even sending troops to their cities, guys. You wouldn't say that's a political war? As an independent, this should terrify you to some extent. You say, Ghost, why would that terrify you? Because as an independent, I'm in the middle. I got some Democratic people I like. I got some Republican people I like. I got some Democratic friends and I got Republican friends. So I hadn't picked a side and I don't understand the bickering. That's why that terrifies me to some extent. So understand the means in which he does it is controversial. But I can say, and you have to too, that he has seen many problems and he's done a whole lot of work to correct it to this point. In 8 months, he's been president, 9 months, where history will judge him on actually being a fixer in chief. The jury's still out on that, but can definitely tell you that he has set it in his heart and mind to correct a lot of problems. You can't disagree with that. And issues, not only in America, but the entire world. And regardless of the method, in my opinion, the fact that he addresses these problems and makes the effort to fix them, even the ballroom, guys, within itself, whether you agree with the method or not, as an American voter, the courage to try to fix those problems has to be commended. Bravo. Now, whether he is successful or not, as voters, in less than 12 months, redrawing districts or not, within 12 months, the American voters will let us all know how they feel about President Trump's first half of his second term. The midterm elections will grade his success, And there's no getting around that. And there will be consequences behind elections. As you guys come into the stream, I see y'all start getting active down below. I appreciate the participation. Would you guys like the video for me? Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. We are out here in Connecticut. We are live, guys. It's fall time. You know what I'm saying? Out here on the bay, man. But we're going to stay with the news story talking about President Trump being fixer in chief. Y'all just make sure y'all like that video for me. Republicans, independents, and Democrats, everyone jump down in the chat, man. Let's get it cracking this morning. How do y'all feel about President Trump being the fixer in chief? Guys, I'm sorry. That's a lot to take in, but a lot has been going on politically in our country. You guys don't say? And in the world. But today, we will focus primarily on President Trump's attention to detail, meaning declaring the cartels a terrorist organization due to a drug epidemic that every American president has talked about, including President Obama, who championed legislation in his style against the drug epidemic in America. Ghost is above politics. Like I said, you might not agree with the method, but you have to give him kudos for at least thinking outside the box and trying a new way. You wouldn't say that? No, Ghost is kind of hesitant about some of the aggressiveness of old Marco Rubio and the Trump White House, Secretary Rubio, no disrespect intended. But if you have to blow a couple of suspects, drug narcotic boats out the water in Venezuela, I'm saying, it's not like he hadn't been saying Venezuela, 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 Venezuela. I think he was saying Venezuela in the 80s. You feel what I'm saying? I'm saying, who knows? We have to wait and see. But I don't see how that hurts America's cause. And I think that helps to think all of the Americans. And when I say all of the Americans, I'm talking about millions, way more than lost in any American war in recent history since the World War. Millions of Americans who lost their life to a drug epidemic. It has affected every community across our great country. So I know some of us don't agree with the methods that President Trump is using, but I'm saying what we should do right now is we should stand and we should applaud the fixer in chief for not just giving a speech about these problems, but at least attempting to fix this ghostwriter, man. I'm an independent. I like President Trump and I like President Obama, okay? This is what I'm saying. President Obama gave many speeches, and you guys know this, about the drug epidemic in America. They passed legislation. I'm not trying to research it. That's not what this stream is about. This stream is about the drug epidemic in America being a bipartisan issue. Do you agree or disagree? So you have to agree that it's a bipartisan issue. So President Obama, he had his shake. He took his chance. You could say through President Obama's 8 years, you gave President Trump 4 years, and then it's like President Obama again with President Biden. And he got 4 years of his shake and his chance. So President Trump is coming around not only a second time for his term, it's a third time for America. Can we focus on America? It's a fourth time for America. You got to think about that. Yeah, I see BP Hegseth and them brought the generals to the White House after I mentioned the generals, man, like, because they've been there for decades, serving for decades. They were in the military fighting these problems when President Obama was president, first time, second time, then Trump. And then Biden, y'all got to think this is 20. You got the same problem with these drugs, and it's killing millions of American children. How do you fix it? It's a very complicated situation. And you try A, you try B, and you try C. And President Trump said, Ghost, it's time we try D. The jury's still out. Will it work? We don't know. What I'm saying is, besides giving a speech, he didn't go to Congress. It's very aggressive. We're going to have to wait and see if it works. Regardless, he's still the fixer in chief. Guys, one more time before I get into the news and analysis, I just ask that you guys will like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Guys, also, everyone is welcome in the stream. I just ask that you guys will be respectful to others. I welcome you guys, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Jump down in the comments and let your voices be heard. Now let's start the conversation. One more thing, guys, we do have to pay the bills. I don't have any sponsors yet. I'm not taking money for any party. Last month, man, in New York, man, we got 23 new channel members. In Connecticut, we're going to see how many we could get this month. If you guys do not want to become a member of the channel, that's $2.99. Super chat, super stickers, super thanks. Those are other ways to donate. They start at 99 cents. So if you want to donate to the channel or start a conversation, just have your comment read. Just hit the button with the $sign in it. I'll go straight to your comment, and your donations are truly appreciated. So, guys, I'm going to start with the attention to small detail, which I think is important in the presentation and representation of your nation. A lot of people don't say that. A lot of people don't think that, but I think attention to detail is important in any business. Think about it. He's a businessman. He's thinking about, when you come into Trump Towers, how am my business being represented? You know, he wanted golden toilets. So he's thinking, when you come into America, the ballroom, or the attack on crime in D.C., or the beautification of the city, we're going to talk about that. That is extraordinary for a sitting president to pay so much attention to detail. But that matters because those unspoken things people pay attention to. Our news source, CBS News, September 2025. New architectural renderings obtained by CBS News reveal in more detail the White House ballroom that is currently under construction. The Trump administration announced in July that a 90,000 square foot ballroom with the seated capacity for 650 people will be constructed in the White House East Wing. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the project would be paid for by private donors, bravo, and the president himself, bravo, who was committed to discussing donors' names. Man, that is awesomeness. President Trump helping to pay for a ballroom. That's for all of America, man. Y'all, please double tap that screen for me if you're on a cell phone. Like that video. The new ballroom will be significantly larger than the main White House building. Wow, huge. Which comprises about 55,000 square feet over the ground floor, state floor, and residence. That does not include the east and west rings. CBS News reported last week that corporate and individual donors have pledged nearly $200 million to cover construction costs. When you say that Americans are interested in having that ballroom, you got corporate and individual donors paying $200 million. You don't think that's a big deal? Giving away $200 million isn't a big deal, and fundraising's still going on. Google, RJ Reynolds, Boys, Allen Hamilton, Lockheed Martin, Palatar, Next Era Energy have donated, sources told CBS News, and so many firms in the tech, manufacturing, banking, and health industry. I think they want a ticket to the ballroom. Construction got underway on the South Lawn earlier this month. McCray Architects PLLC is the architectural firm behind the project. Guys, listen. President Trump is constructing a new ballroom in the White House, in which he got donors to pay for it. He pays some money himself. is bigger than the White House building. He said over 150 years they wanted this ballroom, and it's never been there. Attention to detail, the small things that matter. People, his opponents might say that, hey, Ghost, there's so much more things important than the ballroom. You're right. You're right. Let's not hold on here in this spot for too long. Let's see if we could get to some of them. This is according to the District of Columbia National Guard, straight from the horse's mouth. It was published on October the 3rd, a couple of days ago. Task Force Beautification. What is the DC National Guard talking about? That's a DC National Guard initiative. Shout out to all the soldiers, the veterans, the troops, everyone who have put their hands on that Bible and made that oath to protect this great, beautiful nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We talking about the DC National Guard right now. It's their time in the spotlight. What's going on, gentlemen? They've completed 100 projects, revitalizing a recreation center in Ward 7. Sound like the hood. Officials said the initial aims to improve public safety and empower communities by addressing the root causes of crime. Salute President Trump. You can hate if you want to, but if it saves one life, just one, if that was your life that is saved, if that was your mama's life or your child's life that is saved, it will make a difference. The Bible says that all of heaven will rejoice if one saved. If President Trump, his efforts, if he could save one life, what if that's your 4-year-old child's life that got saved by a hit from a straight bullet? What if it's your child's life that needs saving? So shout out, man, to the DC National Guard, man. What y'all doing, man? Initiative aims to improve public safety, empower communities. Shout out to the military. Shout out to President Trump for opening that door for them to do that. Task Force Beautification focuses on factors contributing to crime, such as food insecurity. This is what the military in DC doing while y'all hate. Where the haters at? Where are my haters at? What is the military doing in Washington, D.C.? That's what they saying, Ghost. Let's talk about what the military is doing in D.C. Oh, yeah, Ghost had to come on the stream. We'll get to the, interview tomorrow, Lord willing. But today I had to come on the stream, bro. Let's talk about it. This is what the National Guard is doing in D.C. since y'all hating on them. Because I know the military. I seen the military feeding people overseas, man. They've been doing it for a long time in war zones, contributing to crime, food instability, unstable housing, the military helping people, limited youth organ opportunities in the hood in DC helping people, health disparities, and neglected public spaces. Y'all think that President Trump, listen to me, the task force combines military logistics and community insight to create lasting improvements. Hey, y'all tripping. President Trump then called out the military. Ain't that what y'all said? Ride with Ghost this morning. Ride with Ghost, be real. If you've been a critic of President Trump, stand 10 on what you done criticized him on. Y'all said he calling out the military. Isn't that the criticism? So here go President Trump. He done called out the DC National Guard. He got the liberals hot. You got the mayor high. You got the governor of Maryland high. You got all these people, they mad. So the DC National Guard said, hey, we don't need no media to tell us the story. We don't need President Trump to tell you the story, Ghost. Let us tell you the story. Let the military tell you the story. He called our name. He called our name, Ghost. So look, when you navigate to pick your story, that's cool. You did CBS to talk about the ballroom. That's like the little glory stuff to the big story, what you get into in just a second. But I'm saying you're talking about the beautification of DC because you got to think he's a businessman. When he see these foreign leaders coming to America, he cares how America looks to them. We could get to the politics. We don't get to the terrorists. We could get to everything. He cares about how it looks. When you come in my business, I don't want my business looking raggedy and shaggedy. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to convince these people to invest in America. So I don't want my city looking raggedy and shaggedy. So I called the National Guard. You thinking they got long guns, but they said, hey, Ghost, we know what we doing. President Trump, it's a military stream. We shouting out the USA this morning. President Trump, he might not hit Ghost. He knew, no, he thinking bombs, Department of War, P. Hicks. But Ghost, don't worry about it. We've been in Iraq rebuilding communities. This the U.S. military, baby. Y'all want to hate on America? You want to hate on America? This the wrong morning to hate on America. This the morning to put those American flags in the stream this morning. This morning. The U.S. military said, hey, Ghost, don't worry about it. We've been over in Afghanistan fighting for women's rights, the stuff you're doing. We've been teaching people how to drive. We've been educating people. So President Trump think we're going in D.C. with long rifles, but Ghost, this is what we're going to tell you what we're doing. We're going to Ward 7. We first stop is the hood. Y'all got rifles in the hood? Oh, nah, that's what President Trump talking about. This is what the military talking about we doing in D.C. You want to know what the truth. You want the truth. You want the truth. This is a truth network, man. Yeah, I'm passionate about it. You want the truth. President Trump said, hey, well, this is what the military said we doing, Ghost. Let us speak for ourselves. What we doing in D.C. We focusing on factors like contributing to crime, food insecurity. We was over there feeding Muslims for decades. Tell me if I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, we could feed Americans, too. We go to the hood, make sure everybody, the military, yeah, we over here to make sure they eating, Ghost. They see us with the guns, but we making sure they eating. We making sure they getting housing. We making sure the youth getting opportunities. The health disparities. We got hospital. We gonna help them out. That's what we here to do. The task force reframes beautification not as cosmetic, but as structural, says U.S. Army Lieutenant Lauren Keenan, Deputy Commander of the task force. Building trust with the public is central to security. You trying to tell me, because Ghost's been saying this, hey, you can oppose the military being in the communities. That's on you. But what I think is the presentation of President Trump and saying he's sending the military to communities. So President Trump cutting funding, he doing A, B, C, and D against liberals. So it just looked like to Governor Pritzker that he trying to invade his city. That's what it looked like. It's the presentation that President Trump had. But what I'm saying, that might look like that to Governor Pritzker, but what I'm saying, President Trump that might be his intention. They might be right. I ain't getting into speculatives. I get into facts. The fact of the matter is, once the military arrived to Chicago, they got different intentions than President Trump and Governor Pritzker got. We the ones with the guns, boy. We know what's going on. So when we go to Chicago, y'all think the police got it going on. We could do things, and we gonna do the things that police don't know how to do. War-torn countries have their police rebuild. How many people do the police feed? Y'all see feeding in their own community. I'm not hating on the police. I'm not saying that they don't do it. But what I'm saying is that we had duties, boy. So all we did is feed people. That's our duty. Some of us was on duties feeding people. That's all we did. We had commanders with orders from the president to make sure that these Afghanis got fed, because if we didn't feed them, they wouldn't have ate. This is part of our duty. This is part of the things that we done, bro. We got experience. We got years and decades of. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, but y'all don't listen to Ghost, because Ghost told you long time ago about using them. Did I not? But you don't want to listen to me. Maybe I'm too quick on it. Maybe President Trump is too quick on it. Maybe we need to warm up the American people, or maybe it needs to be explained better. I don't know how you do it. That's not my job. Nobody's paying me to do it. I just bring truth to the light. And that's the truth. The task force operates under a framework of resilience, opportunity, and community. Resilience. The task force partners with local food banks. Y'all think he talking about crime? This what the National Guard in DC is saying. They're not even talking about crime. What are you talking about? Crime. What? Guns, crime. What? This the military, boy. Y'all thought we had guns? Y'all thought we come here to fight crime? Y'all thought we were coming here to declare war on some liberals? What are you talking about? Man, we've been waiting to do this. We know what we doing. Y'all get out the way. Sit the little politicians down. I'm talking about take Mr. President with you and take Mr. Governor with you and take all of them with you. We know what we doing. We got this. We know what we doing. We've been waiting to do this for a long time. The task force supports the Youth Challenge Academy dropout interrogation program run by the DC National Guard, assisting with campus cleanup and supporting the Special Olympics for the District of Columbia. The task force volunteers at wellness programs, visiting the Armed Forces Veterans Home, and creates safe public spaces by cleaning parks, removing graffiti, and restoring neglected areas. Y'all think they just came up with this last night? Y'all think this is something brand new that they just came up with last night? It sounds like they had this mapped out. They ready to come to Chicago. You talking about beautification goes? It's not just cosmetic. We're not coming in here with guns. We're coming in here to help the community. We know how to help them. We coming here to feed people. We know why they really being mean and crime. See, we was over there in Iraq where they had real poverty. Afghanistan, we've been all over the world, Ghost. We know what we doing. This ain't just no fight machine. This is a well-oiled political machine too. You know, this the U.S. military. You don't understand. We pay people. We pay our enemies to achieve our goals, Ghost. Let me talk to them for a minute, Ghost. Get these politicians out the way for a minute, Ghost. We got you going to speak for us this morning. So we need Governor Pritzker to step back for a second, and we need President Trump to step back for a second. They could do that fight, political fighting on TV. But, Ghost, this is what we going to do for the people who care about the truth this morning. When they calling us, the military, let me speak, Ghost. You speak for us since the generals, you know, they can't speak. We got Ghost. He said we going to address the root causes of crime because that's crucial. That's according to Keenan. DC National Guard, creating a visible presence is only part of the solution, she said. It's crucial to foster conditions where young people see futures, families find stability, and every block reflects the pride citizens have for a district. She sounds like she knows what she's talking about. The task force collaborates with city and local leaders. I see where that's messing up. Because this is what I'm saying. If you have an objective, say this is an objective put forth by, I don't see how the military get their stuff from other people. The military is well capable of doing this, but say there's some kind of think tank or some kind of, Southern Poverty Center that's putting forth an objective, which some of this information that come from them kind of studies, but say you putting forth an objective. Okay, so say the military grabs hold of this is what I'm saying, and you running with it. Or say that the city of the District of Columbia grab hold with it and running with it. Or say this was in Chicago and the governor grabs hold and you running with it. You know what? Say it don't matter. Say it didn't come from the military. Say it come from the Southern Poverty Center or some think tank. And they say this is the steps you have to do to clean up the community. What I'm saying is what organization between the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, or the U.S. military have the discipline to make sure that this happens, has the integrity to make sure that it probably happens with the less corruption as possible. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying, like, y'all look at it, President Trump sending in troops to Chicago like he's going there to take over. The military's not looking at it. They're looking at it like they're helping their brothers and sisters who need the help. They just thanking him for having the courage or fortitude or whatever, grievance, retribution, whatever the reason is they called him. They just thanking him for calling them, but they've been waiting to go into Chicago and help their brothers and sisters. We ain't got guns, Ghost. These are our cities. So we don't know what Governor Pritzker, we understand he's saying what he's saying. He got to President Trump. We understand he got good hearted, good intentions. But this is what we doing. The National Guard's involvement had a strong positive impact, having soldiers alongside residents not only increased manpower for the cleanup, but also reinforced a sense of unit, pride, and shared responsibility in our neighborhoods, said Marcus Mick Hickman, an ANC commissioner, a BO6 choir of schools and libraries in Ward 8. At first, I did receive some apprehension from residents, mainly due to how the media was portraying things. And it's not just the media. I'm saying President Trump, they looking how it looks on TV. President Trump, woo, and then Governor Pritzker, woo, and Governor Newsom, woo. And then you seeing people with guns and boots, so you don't know what's going on. But what's going on once residents understood that the DCNG was coming in to support our ongoing monthly effort and that they would be unharmed. We're not here to harm you. They begun looking forward to the partnership. Now they looking for them. We coming in here with military resources. We trying to help you. I don't know what they talking about, them politicians. That's not what we here for. This land is your land. See, that's what I'm saying. They believe in that. September 27, Task Force Beautification has engaged in more than 100 community projects, including collecting 1,000 bags of trash, spreading 1,000 yards of mulch, 5,320 service member hours. You guys get that point? They got a number and email address for you to reach out to. President Trump is a protectionist, okay? What you talking about, Ghost? I want to talk and take the credit for this. Watching Fareed on CNN, he spoke on how China is integrating AI into their society, and how China at the UN General Assembly talked about building world coalitions, sounding like a world leader, while President Trump is passing out tariffs or taxes to even American allies. And again, is focusing on small or immaterial details like fixing the escalator at the UN. However, this is what y'all gotta listen to. Fareed, I heard that. That makes a lot of sense. And I will have a lot more cause to concern Fareed, but I'm saying he's only gonna be in White House to. And all of those problems, Fareed, that you're seeing it before everyone else. You're calling it. You projecting it, you predicting it, which is, I believe, will come true. All those problems you seeing, I'm saying the military seeing it, yeah. And I'm saying they'll have a time to adjust. Within 3.5 years, you got a new president. And that new president will come in like President Trump with those problems for that next 4 years. You see what I'm saying? But I agree with that. That China, they trying to jump out there, integrating AI in their society. And, Xi Jinping is trying to, bring, be the world leader, however he could do it. What I got to do say, though, Fareed, I ain't trying to put my glasses on you, though, my brother, but America does have a $38 trillion deficit, fixer in chief. See, this is what I'm saying, Mr. Fareed. If President Trump was doing A, B, C, D, E, the tariffs on the world, taxes on American allies, yada, 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 and America didn't have a $38 trillion deficit. But I'm saying you got to understand his actions, sending troops and military troops into cities, blowing Venezuelan boats out the water, or putting tariffs on the world. You got to understand America's actions. President Trump's actions is like he's doing a solution to try to fix a problem. You got to understand that. So whether you agree with the action or not, that's a whole nother live stream and a whole nother argument. What I'm trying to say is the action, he's trying to fix a problem, right, wrong, or indifferent. It is unprecedented. Even the ballroom stuff. he will directly be remembered in some sort of way or fashion. Whether it's Nobel Peace Prize or history, just remember him as one of the greats. The effort. Think about it, guys. Be honest. Whether it's President Trump, President Obama, whether it's your child or your grandchild or your sister or your cousin, or maybe your mama or your uncle got a drinking problem and they haven't drunk, been sober in 3 years. The effort. They might still be smoking cigarettes, but they sober. The effort in trying to fix a problem. The tariffs is to try to fix a problem. A couple of problems. The trade deficit and also the deficit, which is 38 trillion. The trade deficit was over $1 trillion for the first time ever in the negative, meaning we were buying more than we were selling, trying to fix a problem. Crime in the cities, the troops trying to fix a problem, guys. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I think that's how you could get to unity, is by finding common ground. We could find common ground. You trying to fix a problem. I disagree, Ghost. This isn't the way to do it. Guys, if y'all have not liked the video, if you're on a cell phone, I ask that you double tap your screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Also, guys, everyone is welcome in the stream. I just ask that you guys will be respectful to others. So I welcome you guys, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Jump down in the comments and let your voices be heard. One more thing, guys, we do have to pay the bills. I don't have any sponsors yet. I'm not taking any money from no party. All I have is you guys. So, guys, if y'all want to donate to the channel, you like, hey, Ghost, you missed something. Let me bring up this point, guys. Super chats, super stickers, super thanks. They all start at 99 cents. Just hit that button with the $sign in it, and your donations are much appreciate it, guys. We out here in Connecticut. This is our first of a series of live streams out here. One last thing that I want to discuss is just as important, but lies to the heart of world peace, literally. So I'm going to give us just a second, guys, because this news story is the one. That was the setup. That was the buildup. You got to understand the heart. I always try to, like in law, okay, so I'm a paralegal, so in law, we always look for the intention of a person whenever they do something. Someone went in the store and they stole a pack of meat. What was their intention? Someone went in the store, they sold something. What were they stealing for? What's their intention? You know, whenever there's a crime, like, you know, when Louis, whatever, killed the healthcare CEO, you want to know why he did it. Tyler, whatever, killed, you know what I'm saying, Charlie Kirk, we want to know his intention. You know what I'm saying? So I always focus on the intention. What's President Trump's intention in doing all the things that he's doing that are highly controversial, that we don't agree with? And his intention is to fix things. He's trying to fix a problem. That's what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? All of his intention isn't to fix a problem. You could say some of it is retribution, Ghost. Some of it he's striking at Democrats, Ghost. You being impartial to President Trump this morning, Ghost. But even though you can argue that's fixing a problem, man, he had a bullet at his ear. A bullet at his ear. Somebody tried to kill him. That's a crime. So I'm saying even you can argue going after his political enemies, it's like a response to something. It's fixing a problem. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think of it like that, right, wrong, or indifferent, whether you agree with them or not. What I'm saying, his intention is to fix the problem. So you just understand that before you start judging it. Guys, if y'all haven't liked the video, you're on a cell phone, double tap your screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell. 45 minutes, guys. I've been out here giving y'all some great content, man, out here in Connecticut at the Bay. If you guys want to donate to the channel, just hit that button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. I'm going to get my big head bump out the way, and we're going to get some real serious content, guys. We got about one more hour left to stream. So y'all please stay with me. I thank y'all for being here. Y'all jump down in the comments and y'all let y'all voices be heard. Beautiful day out here by the bay in Connecticut. Y'all ready to get it? Our last half, guys, we could press on, guys. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, guys, listen, y'all. This last thing we are about to discuss is just as important, if not more important, but it lies to the heart of world peace, literally. Ever heard of peace in the Middle East? Well, President Trump, okay, Ghost is the one who's telling you guys this, is on the verge of securing a peace deal in Israel. A deal in which he said the world has waited 3,000 years for. Think about that, guys. President Trump, he getting BB, Palestinians, and Hamas working nonstop behind the scenes. I'm not sure what he gonna do with Hamas, but to bring them together and stop the killing and starvation of women and children, that would not only be a good look for President Trump, but that would be a good thing to do for humanity, for the stability of peace in the entire world. And I don't care what you say, you might be jealous if you're a Democrat if President Trump is able to pull this off here in the near future. But you can't say it's a bad thing. And that's what I'm saying. Ghosts don't do the politics, ghosts do the truth. So that's what we're about to discuss right now, the actual prospects of President Trump quickly achieving peace in Gaza, and President Trump attempts to fix one of the biggest problems the world has had for centuries. Times of India, this was published on October the 6th, a few hours ago. Despite Hamas formally partially agreeing to key elements of U.S. President Donald Trump's 20-point Gaza peace plan. Listen to me now. Hamas, he negotiating now. They agreeing with most of it. Now, I'm trying to tell you, listen to me now. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowing to implement the first stage. A full resolution to the Gaza war remains uncertain, though. The partial acceptance by Hamas and Israel's initial moves have raised hopes for a breakthrough. But critical gaps over disarmament, governments, and troop withdrawal continue to keep the conflict unresolved. The conflict's human toll and political stakes for Netanyahu and Hamas make even tentative steps fraught with tension and uncertainty. What I will tell you there is this. For BB, I've talked about this for a long time. It makes great sense at this point politically, BB, for you to bring this conflict to an end. Maybe not so 2 months ago, but the tide has changed. Today, politically, BB, it'll benefit you better if this conflict came to an end. As far as Hamas, as I said, I know nothing about negotiating with groups that I believe are terrorist organizations, but I'm not the president of the United States. I'm not the Israeli prime minister, and I'm not anybody to be saying anything about that. But that being said, I will say President Trump has promised to put a foothold in Hamas if they don't agree to this peace agreement. And that's what will happen to him. You saw what happened with Iran. And so he's promising the same thing is going to happen to Hamas if they don't agree to it, okay? U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said on Sunday that there is finally a framework for ending the war in Gaza and freeing the remaining hostages. What gives you hope here is there is at least now a framework on how all of this could come to an end and those hostages can be released. That's what Marco told Fox News. Day after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel was close to finalizing a hostage deal with Hamas, he indicated that Israel was preparing to take the first steps outlined in President Donald Trump's plan to end the war. Bravo. I'm saying, what am I supposed to say, Ghostwriter, to come on here and say after how, bro, it started back in this summer when I'm seeing images of women and children being starved. Okay, so I'm gonna take a stance supporting Israel, being a real true Christian, wearing my Christianity on my sleeve. I'm gonna take a stance saying that, BB, you need to end this war to stop the suffering of those human beings. Forget Muslim, Hindu, Christian, brown, olive color skin. They're not black like you got. Forget all of that. These are human beings. You got to stop the suffering of these humans, BB. So I'm going to take a stance against Israel to stop the suffering of these humans. You know what I'm saying? So from that point of taking a stance to President Trump, actually, you know what I'm saying, after the situation at the UN, when the nations of the world started walking out on BB, man. You know what I'm saying? For over those 2 months, you know, after the Iran deal, you know, still supporting Israel, handle your business. And then the women and children starving, you know, having to get BB to come to the realization that the best thing to do for humanity, for Israel, for Hamas, for the world, for everyone, is to end this war, BB. Now, President Trump saying a peace deal between Israel and Hamas, the Jews and the Muslims, they've been fighting for 3,000 years. So him saying a peace deal, how long you think the peace deal will hold? I think it would be, you know what I'm saying, a great appreciation to say even 20 years that the peace deal will hold. Because they have been fighting for just so long. But to get to the place of peace, man, and President Trump working to that place, I'm going to have to salute him and say a tremendous job. He said on Sunday, he also urged Hamas and Israel negotiations to move fast, as they are set to meet in Egypt for talks aimed at ending the conflict in Gaza. There have been very positive discussions with Hamas and countries from all over the world, Arab, Muslim, and everyone else this weekend to release the hostages, end the war in Gaza, but more importantly, finally have sought peace in the Middle East, Trump wrote on Truth Social. If you guys haven't liked the video, if you're on a cell phone, I ask that you'll double tap the screen for me. You guys go ahead and like the video. If you hadn't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Listen, man, this all Ghost got to say, man. I'm the voice of the people. Before everybody else say it, I'm going to say it. And if you guys follow the content, you know I said it. So when you hear Ghost say it, don't take it as attack. I'm just telling you what the people thinking. And you just going to hear it from Ghost before you hear it from everybody else. That's all it is. So all I did was told BB what the people was thinking and how that looked like. I gave y'all the example about the bully. You remember that example? How many of y'all want me to give the example again? You know what I'm saying? I told BB, you making Israel look like a bully, beating up on people. Okay, you got attacked. You stepped out there and defended yourself. And the world, they're not with violence, but they understood what you had to go through. 2 years later, you still kicking your op on he on the ground bleeding, you kicking him in the mouth, starving women and kids. You looking bad now. BB cranking up the attacks and then went to the General Assembly and the whole world was getting up and walking out. You don't have to tell me they did that. I knew they were going to do that. That's all Ghosts do is speak for the people, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to hear President Trump saying, let's get this war. That's all I'm saying, President T. It's going to help you politically because this is a conflict you said that you was going to get taken care of quickly. I'm saying I understand that this is a complicated situation, Ghost. So you got to go behind the scenes with the Arab League, and you got to get the other Arab nations on board to, persuade Hamas against Iran and the Iranians. And then, you got to position the situation for Hamas to understand it's in their best interest to end the war. And then you got to go over there with Netanyahu. I understand it's a complicated situation, President Trump. And I'm glad you to the point to where we could get that done now. These talks have been very successful and proceeding rapidly. The technical teams will again meet on Monday, today, in Egypt, to work through and clarify the final details. I am told that the first phase should be completed this week, and I am asking everyone to move fast. Bravo, President Trump. That's all Ghosts have been asking for. So I'm saying, if you hear me preaching, asking for him to do A, B, C, and D, and then A, B, and C, and D getting done, I'm saying, how I'm going to come up again? That's like talking against myself. Like half the stuff I'm seeing him doing, if I speak against it, it's like speaking against myself. Now, in the jobs report, I ain't got no advice on what to do with the jobs. So you doing with the jobs numbers not looking good, that's something totally different. So that's why I go speak like that about this. But this stuff he doing, man, fighting crime and all that stuff, man, you know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff he doing is stuff that I would have supported myself. So policies, yes. Policy-wise, yes. The aggressive nature that he has in doing it, sometimes, some things I'm thinking he's kind of brilliant for doing it and trying. Real talk. Like the military, that's going to work out a lot better than y'all think it will. Because it's just their purpose and intention. If you know they were coming there to give you listen to me. Listen to me for a second. Let me grab your attention. Everybody, y'all doing something? Y'all at work? What y'all doing? Where all the Democrats said that they don't want the military in their city. Not Democrats, Republicans, any Americans. You don't want no military in your city, right? Who that is? The Mikado. What's up, baby? So say the military, they come up, they show in your city. I talk to the people in these cities, a ghostwriter moving across America. What they doing in the cities, mainly they just standing around stuff, guarding stuff. Okay, they just standing around stuff, guarding stuff. But say they're not standing around stuff, guarding stuff, and you said you don't want the military in your city. Ain't that what you said? You said they can't be in your city whatsoever. Military ain't there. Okay, so you oppose the military in your city. Now say that same soldier, same BDU, same everything, he show up in your city and he got $100,000 for everybody in your city. So they got 3 distribution points where they got soldiers throughout DC, and they passing out to $100,000 to everybody in the city who show up and who do the survey. So my question is to you, right? Is if they giving out $100,000, I'm saying, do you go to the city and get your $100,000? I'm saying if they giving out $100,000, would you be opposed to having soldiers in your city if they giving out $100,000? You get that? You saying, Ghost, you being facetious. We know they're not giving out $100,000. What I'm saying is a lot of people oppose them being in the city because they don't know their intentions. So you look on TV and you see Governor Newsom and you see President Trump and they going at it. And then you see the National Guard coming out there with guns, and all you could think is it's just the bad intentions from 2 men arguing. But what I'm saying is the military's intention is to go out there and feed the community. That's their intention. So Governor Newsom got into political intentions. President Trump got political intentions, but the military, their intentions ain't got nothing to do with what President Trump's saying on TV, and their intentions ain't got nothing to do with what Governor Newsom talking about. And Governor Newsom and President Trump can give commands to them, the California National Guard. But they're not studying neither one of what they're talking about. They're going out there to feed them kids in the hood. That's what they're going to do. They're going out there to make sure their communities are straight. They're trying to get rental assistance for people. They want to fast track, help people get to these programs that they can't do, help people get licenses and stuff. They going out there to do what President Trump, I mean, you really can't hate on him because he is the director of the military. I can't say that's what he sent them out there to do. But I'm saying what these governors and what these other people, what they really should be doing anyway. I'm saying I don't see how. Y'all feel me? You get where I'm coming from? It's like, what's the intention? If the military show up in Moscow, if they show up in Taiwan, if they in the South China Sea, I think we know what their intentions are in the South China Sea, right? So you think the same thing when they show up in DC or in Memphis or in New Orleans? That's not what their intentions are. You see what I'm saying? So the intentions really matter. Guys, cell phone, if y'all haven't liked the video, double tap the screen. We talking about President Trump being fixer in chief. Right now, we talking about a 20-point plan with the hostages. It's finna happen in Israel. I'm talking about you days away. I think you days away. I think you less than 20 days away. I think in the month of October, definitely before the middle of November, you're going to see a complete peace deal. I'm talking about a complete end to that war in Israel. That's what Ghostwriter is predicting right now. Projecting. See how that's not no conspiracy? I'm giving you a complete statement that you can track. It's not a conspiracy. It's going to happen right before your eyes. My projection is by the 14th, about the middle of November, there's a complete signed peace agreement between Hamas and Israel. It might be before that. It could be within weeks. President Trump presented a 20-point plan last Monday, a week ago, to free the remaining hostages held in Gaza and end Israel's military campaign against Hamas. Around 20 hostages are believed to be alive and another 25 dead in Gaza. On Friday, hours after Trump said an agreement must be reached within days or Hamas will face, and I do quote, this is his words, not mine, all hell, the group announced that it was ready to release all hostages under the plan's terms. Look, bro, I'm going to say it like this. I'm talking about you blowing boats out the water in Venezuela. As an American citizen, he can't target you as an American citizen. But what I'm saying, if you're not a citizen of America and you over there in the Middle East, there's not going to be no court in America going to be able to stop him if he targets you. That's the same thing happened with Iran. You thinking about Iran. Which one of y'all are more powerful than Iran? How many of y'all got more guns and weapons than the nation of Iran? We talking about the whole Iranian nation. And that's what I'm saying. If you outside of the American shores and the American courts, he's snatching people in America that he's saying not American. They masking up, snatching people in Americans. So I'm saying, if you Hamas, who you gonna listen to if you Hamas? What Democrat you gonna listen to if you Hamas? Governor Newsom ain't gonna be able to save you if he starts shooting rockets at you and missiles. That's what I'm saying. You do all that talking if he's attacking an American, because there's recourse for him attacking American. I'm saying, if y'all listening, if you in Venezuela and you want to listen to one Democrat ain't going to be able to save you when that U.S. military starts sending them missiles, ain't nobody being able to save you from that. So don't be listening to some crack pipe and more humans going to die, because this man is saying what he's saying. And he telling Hamas they gonna end this war. So one or two things gonna happen. That's what happened to Iran listening to a crack pipe. Who gonna stop him if he starts sending Air Force pilots with no weapons that no one else in the world has? He has the power over them weapons, idiot. You gotta remember that. So pipe down a little bit. We need to keep it piped down. Let's pipe it down. We don't want humans to die. That's the point of trying to stop the war, to stop people from dying. So pipe down their aggressiveness. You got to understand the restraints of this situation. If it's a situation where he's going after Americans, we have recourse for that. If he going after who in American government, we have to just pray because Democrats don't have no power. And you don't even know if they're going to win in the midterms to be able to do something about it until 2028. So what I'm saying is you're going to have to pray to Ted Cruz or Marjorie Taylor Greene or some kind of responsible Republican. Mike Johnson probably ain't going to hear you. But you're going to have to pray to some Republican for some help. If he blowing Venezuelan boats out the water, ain't nobody who going to stop him from doing that. You're going to file a lawsuit against the federal government for blowing a Venezuelan boat out the water. That's what I'm saying. The same principle applies to Hamas. He gonna come up with some kind of law or some rule to be able to go after them, and he gonna do what he doing to them, what he did to Iran. England ain't gonna have no problem with him doing it. The International World Court is not gonna declare him a crime. And Hamas, we just gonna keep the war going, and it's gonna get worse. That's not what we want. You save the bravado for when you can use the bravado. This ain't no situation you can use the bravado. Because I'm saying you are standing against the United States military. Whether you like President Trump or not, that's something totally different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the problem that Hamas faces. They are standing against the military. That's what you got to realize. When you're doing those international problems, internationally, Venezuela don't have a problem with President Trump. They could care less about President Trump, like they care less about President Biden, and they care less about President Trump the first time, and they care less about President Obama. They've been running them drugs for decades. But when the U.S. military start fighting, that's when your problem is. So you got to understand when this man has the authority to dictate that military. And I'm talking about they not coming to feed no communities. They coming with the rockets, with them Hellfire missiles, literally. So I'm saying if you Hamas, there ain't no talking I'm going to do to Hamas besides say make a deal. Because I'm saying if he does decide to do that, first of all, in that situation for Hamas, I don't think it's going to be good for you because Netanyahu already on your head. Now, Yahoo already going after Hamas. He's going after them so strong, he's starving women and kids. So I'm saying that we got President Trump to a point to say in the war, who you going to come talk against that? You crazy. Because I'm saying it could go left or right. It could go left or right. That's what I'm saying. You get so caught up in your liberal ideology that you're not seeing the facts of the ground. The facts of the ground is that he is commanding that military and ain't nobody gonna stop him if he go hog wild over in the Middle East. So all y'all who tell you need to chill all of that out if you want the war to end. If you don't want the women and kids to get started. See, I ain't got no political things in this. And I know he talking like that with Hamas. You saw what he did to Iran. Hamas, that'd be like what he did to the Houthis. You just gonna be something he bragging about on CNN about how many missiles he shot at Hamas. That's what he gonna do next. That's what he did to the supreme leader. There ain't no court ain't nobody in the world could be able to stop him. So I'm saying we don't need to do that. We trying to end this war. How we gonna end this war? Is by telling Hamas to come to the table. Hey, hold up now, hold up. This is what we gonna do. We got BB, he ready to sign on. He said the first part he gonna sign on. So Hamas, hey, come on, let's get over here. Come on. Come and let us reason together. Come on, man, let's come talk this out for a minute. Forget all that nonsense they talking about over there. Them Democrats ain't gonna do nothing but get missiles fired right now. I mean, we could talk about the shutdown, the government shutdown. You're doing a great job with the government shutdown. Let's see if you can man up on the government shutdown. We don't need no Democrats for this conversation right here. Because all you're gonna do is get more people killed and more women and children starved. Because nobody can stop Netanyahu. He the only one could stop Netanyahu. So we got him to the point to trying to pull Netanyahu in. So why you want him to stop that? Nah, keep doing what you're doing, President Trump. We need to end that war. Do you want to win or you want to win an argument? You trying to win the argument? The win for all of us is that there be no, I guarantee you, if there's peace in the Middle East right now, that you'll have an opportunity to make more money. Guaranteed. I don't have to do no research or no studies to tell you that. I think if it was peace in the Middle East, that would be mean that situation in Russia would get even more fast track. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of people that President Trump is using to negotiate. He having to split and divide, and Marco running around like a chicken with his head cut off. If you get that situation settled, then now you can focus all them resources on Putin. And I guarantee you, and then if Putin see that one, I mean, it's going to help out everything. We need to end that war. President Trump's proposal calls for hostages to be exchanged for 250 Palestinian prisoners held in Israel and 1,700 Gaza residents detained during the war. Trump welcomed Hamas statement, said the group was ready for a lasting peace. What Democrat running their mouth? This is what Hamas is saying. According to India News, nothing in America. According to the India News, they said Hamas said that they ready for a lasting peace. It's time to end this war. That's what I'm saying. Just like we did that with Bibi, we'll do the same exact thing with a Democrat. Because you start running your mouth, and you gonna get Bibi riled up. Bibi is just like Putin. He ain't trying to end nothing. He want to fight for the rest of his life. Bibi will chase after Hamas and starve them women and kids because it's ingrained in him. He been fighting them people for generations. Or decades. He ain't been alive generations. You know what I mean? It's ingrained in him. Several after Hamas released a statement, Netanyahu office said Israel was preparing for the immediate release of all the hostages. Bravo. And will continue working with who? They're not working with Hamas. You know who they're working with? President Trump, to bring the war to an end according to the principles set forth by Israel. From who? By President Trump. President Trump gonna bring the war to an end. Let him do it. What you want to stop him or get in the way or have anything to say about him bringing that war to an end? If you a human, that's not a Republican thing. That's more than a Democrat thing. That's more than an American thing. That's a world issue. Who in the world has a problem with President Trump bringing that world to an end? I don't have a problem with it. Bravo, President Trump, as soon as you can. Netanyahu said Saturday that he hoped to tell Israelis in coming days that the remaining hostages are coming home. Israeli negotiators were expected to travel to Egypt for talks on finalizing the deal. He added, bravo, bro, that ain't nothing but good work. Good news. That ain't nothing but good news. Israel's military remains positioned at key locations on the Gaza Strip. It launches an expanded ground offensive in Gaza City in September, leading to mass displacement of Palestinians to southern Gaza. Israel maintains that Gaza City remains one of Hamas's last strongholds. That's what they fighting over, okay? It remains unclear whether Hamas would agree to disarm. They have to disarm. That's why we don't need nobody talking to help them to think that they don't have to disarm. Don't remain no unclear. They don't have a choice. He offered you to disarm or get decimated. Now, you can listen to somebody who got some kind of philosophy if they want to, Hamas. I promise you, we're going to be for the next 3 years, 3.5 years, watching. He going to let Bibi go. He really ain't even got to get America involved. All he got to do is step back out the way and let Bibi go. That's all he got to do. He really ain't got to do nothing. He just got to back up a couple of steps. The group has not said whether it accepts having no future role in Gaza's administration, only stating that it would transfer governance to a Palestinian body of independent technocrats. Listen, this is what I would say. I'm saying, listen, why don't you go to the strong leadership that you have already? Listen to me. I don't really like doing this too much because I be charging people for this stuff, bro. Real talk. I need to charge y'all for something. But I'm saying I know he's doing this in some kind of form or way or fashion. You have strong leadership in that world right now. You agree or disagree? You have a strong monarchy in Saudi Arabia. That's factual. Okay? They seem pretty peaceful. You got a strong leader in Jordan. He's a pretty friendly dude. You got a strong leader in UAE. You got strong leadership all across the Middle East. Okay? So what I'm saying is why don't you, I'm saying take that situation out of Iran's hand. If you want Muslim leadership, real Muslim representation, in Gaza, why don't you go get those strong Muslim leaders to help you do that? I guarantee you the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, he could help you facilitate that. I'm sure he probably gonna sit down with Bibi too. President Trump could work that out. I know the Jordanian king, he'll sit down with Bibi. These are reasonable people. You just appeal to the reasonableness in people. That's all you got to do. Listen, Hamas got goals, but they're regular guys. And America has been mass successful with this. This doesn't have to do with any Republican or Democrat. This has to do with America going with Saudi Arabia. That arrangement has lasted successfully for decades. You know what I'm saying? Now you could say some of Hamas would say that, some of the way these other westernized Muslims live. I'm saying, but what you gonna do? And you gonna shoot missiles and rockets into people's communities? That's how you gonna eat? Or you gonna pick up a bag? America got a bag for you. President Trump, he got a bag for everybody. You gonna get the bag or you gonna keep shooting the missiles? Because we can't shoot the missiles no more. Netanyahu has repeatedly said Israel will not accept any deal that leaves Hamas in control of Gaza. This will end either diplomatically, according to Trump's plan, or militarily at our hands. Y'all want to keep talking? This will be achieved the easy way or the hard way, but it will be achieved. Y'all want to keep talking? Listen, ain't nobody saying that the Palestinians or any Muslim in the end has to leave Gaza. What we saying, Hamas, you got to leave Gaza. Hamas, look, y'all, however you want to work this out, if Bibi not even saying that you can't stay as an organization. I don't think he's saying he's saying you can't be in power in Gaza. That's what he's saying. That's what Bibi's saying. He's saying, Hamas, y'all can't be in Gaza in power. Now, if you want to go to Iran, you want to go to Iraq, you want to go to Bahrain, you could go anywhere in the world you want to go. You could go to Moscow and go chill with Putin, or go chill with Xi Jinping, or go to Buenos Aires. You could go anywhere you want to go, Hamas, but what Netanyahu's saying, he don't want you in Gaza. Because I'm saying when he was saying he wants to extinguish Hamas, you're not going to be able to extinguish Hamas, Netanyahu. He's saying now, see, everybody talking. I like how everybody talking. He don't want you in Gaza. He's saying you just got to get out of Gaza. That's what Bibi's saying. That sound right. While Hamas' response to Trump's plan has been welcomed by the United States and several other countries, key questions about the end of the war remain unsolved. Trump's 20-point plan requires Hamas to release all hostages within 72 hours. Come on with it. Surrender power to a transitional international authority led by President Trump. Y'all can say what y'all want to. I'd rather him lead it than BB or the other side. BB, you too. I would trust President Trump would be more neutral in this situation than you, BB, wouldn't y'all? And disarm. Yeah, Hamas, you got to disarm. See, President Trump didn't even say they had to leave Gaza. I think that's a problem. I kind of agree with BB on that point. Listen, BB saying that, BB, at first he was saying he gonna just kill them all. You can't kill them all, BB. Okay, we understand that now. So BB saying they gotta leave Gaza. President Trump's plan saying they gotta release hostages. They gotta give up authority to President Trump and put your guns down. So I'm gonna release the hostages. I'm going to give up the authority to President Trump and put my guns down, and then I'm going to go somewhere in the back room with some Muslims, and we're going to plot on whatever else next y'all put in here. Whatever next y'all put in here, we just going to work like just sitting there like haters to destroy whatever next y'all put in place, President Trump. You don't know that yet. So that's what I'm saying, BB. You can't kill them all. President Trump realized that, but I understand what BB's saying. I wouldn't want him in Gaza, President T. I would. You need to run. Y'all need to get the whatever and run them up, and the Mossad run them about. You don't want them nowhere in Israel. All the former Hamas members, we gonna pay you, and we gonna pay you out of here. $10,000 and over there probably is a lot of money. However much money you got to give them, we gonna pay. All you got to do is come forward and say you were Hamas. Give me your gun. Give me your uniform. I give you your check and your plane ticket, and you see your way up out of here. It's either you come get this check, give me your uniform and your gun for this check, and get out of here, or we gonna come find you and we got something else for you. I'll do it real simple. So you got one or two things. You either could take the check and the money and leave, or you could take what's coming behind it. And I wouldn't stretch it out. I mean, that's just one way he's saying it in so many words. I'll pay him up out of there. They getting rid of 1,000 Palestinian prisoners. So you getting your people back. I wouldn't even release them into Israel. Release them send them to Egypt. Make a deal with one of these countries. Send them to Egypt. Don't release them in Israel. That's the problem. I agree with BB on that point. Hamas, if Hamas cannot remain in power, why would you leave them in Israel so they could be hating on everything, the next set of government you put in place, they're going to be hating on that government the entire time. They're going to be you're going to have to deal with the problem again. Get Hamas out of Israel. Make them have to travel across the seas. I don't care what you got to do. Pay them. That's what I say. The plan also, this is what I love, includes a large-scale humanitarian aid to Gaza and reconstruction support for areas destroyed by the war. I'm sorry, Israel, for October the 7th. I'm sorry for every person who has ever shot a missile into Israel, if you're a Muslim. But thank God that those women and children get to get fed and the suffering is over. The rest of the world, we could start repairing Israel's image on the rest of the world, man. So BBU, go up there, and next time you address the UN General Assembly, the world won't be walking out. BB, you did a great job fighting against them, man, but it's time to end this war. Just like I said, President Trump, bravo. It's time quickly. Let's get this done with, man. Let's get this done with. For whatever reasons that these men enrich themselves by fighting wars, they get rich off of human tragedy and suffering. However they doing this, what I'm saying is you had your time to do it, it's time to end this conflict. New round of talks between Israel and Hamas set to begin today. They will negotiate indirectly with Qatari and Egyptian mediators relaying messages. Tuesday will mark 2 years since the Hamas-led attack that triggered the war. An Israeli delegation led by chief negotiator Ron Dermer is expected to leave Sharm el-Sheikh on Monday. Netanyahu's office said Egyptian officials confirmed that Hamas delegation had already arrived. Talks will focus on the exchange of hostage for Palestinian prisoners, according to Egypt's foreign ministry. So guys, if y'all have not liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell, guys. Super chat, super thanks, super stickers, they start at 99 cents, guys. If y'all want to donate to the channel, you want to have your conversation read, you want to just start a discussion, hit that button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. Guys, how did I do, man? You know what I'm saying? That's an hour and a half, man. My first live stream in Connecticut. For you guys just coming into the stream, I know we had an interview scheduled today, you know what I'm saying, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern with 3Ts. That's 7:30 a.m. for a lot of you people down there in Mississippi. With 3Ts, you know what I'm saying? We're going to try to do the interview tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central. That's 11 a.m. Eastern with 3Ts. He wasn't able to make it this morning, you know what I'm saying? So I needed the time, so I had to go ahead and do this story, and we'll try to get some time to do a news story with him for that interview tomorrow. So I do apologize about having to reschedule the interview, but we had to do it, and I wanted to go ahead and do this story so it don't brush up against any other time that we got scheduled for the rest of the week. Are in Connecticut, guys. You know what I'm saying? This is the first live stream in Connecticut. I think this is like my second or third day in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Legal Wars live tour. Today is what, the 6th? So we got about 9 solid days of the tour left. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be out here in Connecticut for a while. And then we're gonna end the tour in New York City with the last vlog. If you guys don't know, we have We the People vlogs to go along with the tour. Started in Tennessee, you know what I'm saying, made our way across the Great Lakes and into New York and Massachusetts. Now we're in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? We the People number 8, it actually comes out tomorrow. That's at 8 a.m. Eastern time. I think we might be streaming in the morning, but if not, that's because at 10 a.m. Eastern or 10 a.m. Central time, we'll have 3Ts with that interview. That being said, man, we out here in Connecticut. We got a new new vlog. That's the second vlog we did in upstate New York. It's going to come out tomorrow. And then I'm going to start doing the promotions for the Connecticut live streams. And of course, the last leg of it would be, you know what I'm saying, in Manhattan, you know what I'm saying. I don't know how much we're going to tour. I mean, how many live streams we're going to do in Manhattan, but we definitely going to be streaming, you know, in New York. And we're going to do live streams in Manhattan. I just don't know how many. Guys, like right now, I'm probably, I say about an hour and a half from Midtown Manhattan, about an hour and a half from Central Park. So you hear me saying Connecticut, you just got to understand this area. You know, they call it the tri-state area, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? You just got to understand this area. I'm pretty much still Metro New York City, you know, so it's kind of New York still, you know, and just going to be here probably. I'm thinking, unless I get a settlement on one of my cases, definitely into next year. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it'd be in Connecticut. I'm not saying it'd be New York, but it's 5 states in one. Y'all got to understand that. You got New York City. You got New York is there, of course. New Jersey is across the river. 3 minutes. On a bridge. You in New Jersey. Probably another, what? I don't know how many minutes. I'm saying and within an hour and a half, I could go to 5 states right now. 5 different states. In either 5 states within an hour and a half. I could be in Massachusetts in 45 minutes. I could be in the state of New York in about 10 minutes. I could I could be in Vermont about an hour and a half. I could be in New Hampshire in about an hour and a half. I could be in Rhode Island. I could be in Rhode Island about an hour and 45. You feel me? So I'm saying, regardless, I'm gonna be in New England until next year. You feel that? Unless I get a settlement. It might not be Connecticut. It might not be New York. It might not be Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? It might not be Pennsylvania. You know, it's a lot of states in this little bitty circle. So I'm going to be up here until I get a settlement or until next year. That being said, man, we up here in Connecticut, man. I'm going to bump out the way at the Bay. Bro, there's a park up here, guys. It's the most beautiful. Yeah, it's at the Bay. I'm gonna bump out the way at the Bay. You know, the parks, they open them at 11, but I promise you guys, y'all, the content the live stream from that park is better than any content backdrop y'all seen this time. Anything. I'm talking about you right on the mountain. Look, in Tennessee, we filmed by a lake, and then we had a mountain behind us, and it was a mountain probably about a quarter mile across. In Connecticut, the mountain is right there. We are filming the lake and the mountain is right there. It's the most gorgeous. That's what I'm saying. Like you think I went to Hartford, Connecticut. We just recorded zero content. No hating on Harvard. No hating on this beautiful state. Understand that. The only reason why I recorded content in Springfield, Massachusetts, of course you got Boston, but Springfield is because that's the only way y'all know I stopped in Massachusetts. You see what I'm saying? All of the content I want to bring y'all, you know, this bay, you know, this bay actually does go to the lake. And you guys can look out here. It's still gorgeous, man. It's absolutely beautiful. But this bay right here actually goes to the lake. You know what I'm saying? But the lake at the parks, they only open at like 11 a.m. You guys know I do those early live streams, you know what I'm saying? So those later live streams out here in Connecticut, I'm going to be able to bring y'all some great, gorgeous content. That's why 3T's, if he come live tomorrow, man, that interview, man, you guys will see behind me. It'll be beautiful. But we can't get out there till about lunchtime, which would be about 10 a.m. Central or 11 a.m. Eastern. We can't get out there. So until then, you know, we just going to have to find our little cuts while we in Connecticut till we cross the state line. New Hampshire, Rhode Island, anything is game. What I'm saying is October 20th, there won't be no We the People discussions in the November. Okay? You still going to see me streaming, you know, like not necessarily outside all the time, different locations. You're still going to see me bringing you great, beautiful content. I might be in Vermont. One day, just show up in Vermont. But it's not going to be We the People. I'm going to just be up there streaming. So We the People 8 comes out tomorrow. We the People number 9 comes out next Tuesday. We the People number 10, it might come out the following Tuesday or that Friday. The end of September, Manhattan, New York City, that's the end of the We the People, all the vlogs, all the content, and then moving forward is just regular Legal Wars Live until we get back to our next thing that we'll be doing. I appreciate the love and support out here in the Bay in Connecticut. Hour and 33 minutes we've been streaming. If you haven't liked the video, I ask that you'll double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Also, guys, if y'all want to donate to the channel, become a channel membership. Your love is much appreciated. Just hit the button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. Guys, I appreciate y'all civil discussion down there. We'll take a minute and then I'll come back, man, and see if you guys want to donate. I'll get a couple of y'all comments. We'll try to get out of here by about 2 hours, y'all. So about 23, 22 minutes and counting, guys. Thank y'all for being here. Bro, you see one streamer, you see another streamer, you see a whole lot of streamers, and they bring you content. How many streamers have brought you content from New York City this year? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got streamers like Academics, or you got streamers like Aiden, or even streamers like Kyle who might be in California, who they might not be stream. They have studios or they have platforms where they never like went out and streamed. You see, this is my first year. When I first started this YouTube channel 4 or 5 years ago, I was traveling. So me being out here, like, wouldn't be that far fetched, excuse me, although you don't see political streamers or political people out here. You feel me? But what I'm saying is, if you did see them venture out, New York City is to be expected. Chicago is to be expected. Houston, Detroit, Cleveland, Nashville. See what I'm saying? Even South Bend. These are all cities I visited just on this tour. But I'm saying the majority of the time, Detroit, that I spent bringing you guys content was in Portage, Michigan on some lakes. I'm out here in Connecticut. I'm not in Harvard. That if a streamer was going to Connecticut, okay, Ghost, I'm going to match you. They're going to a city, the biggest city. I'm saying they couldn't even find this on the map. They don't even know where I'm at. You just know I'm in Connecticut. You see what I'm saying? Bring you exotic locations that ain't no other streamer going to. What other streamer has streamed from the Finger Lakes in New York? Y'all tell me that right now. I'm just being honest with you. I'm talking about YouTube is humongous. I'm not hating on nobody. I'm saying look at Rogan and his platform. You can't hate on that. But I'm saying if you are an outdoors person like Ghost, and you do like politics like Ghost, you see what I'm saying? Like the people, the kindred spirits, or if you do like truth like Ghost, and you not, or you might be a Democrat or might be a Republican, but you yearn and you got an ear for what's really going on. Whatever your reason is for being here, what I'm saying is it's the content that I'm bringing you, man. I'm trying to come to a place where nobody else is going to go. It's unique to Legal Wars Live. Unique, man. You know what I'm saying? Lakes, rivers, ponds, any kind of body of water, the larger, the better, man, and it's gorgeous out here. In Connecticut, man, it's Connecticut's turn. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you how long I'm going to be here. I got some stuff to do. I really got business to handle. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a litigation on some lawsuits. You know what I'm saying? And I got other stuff personal in my personal life. I got to keep moving in my personal life. That's why I'm in the tour. But even though I end the tour, I'm not going to stop streaming. I just want to show y'all, man, it looks like fall big time around here. You see the grills over there? You know what I'm saying? And of course, you see all of the boats. And that's the harbor. You know what I'm saying? So what you're going to do is you're going to see in this area of Connecticut, it's a couple of lakes. It's not like New York, but it is a couple of lakes in one particular area. But the lake that I'm on and the lake that I want to bring you guys content from, that's the only lake you need, okay? Now, if you look back there, y'all remember the last time I did this and I told y'all this, I showed y'all like probably the most amazing sunset you ever seen before. You know, I'm able to read these areas, you know what I'm saying? Hold up, let me put my computer in the car and I probably need to lock those doors. For just a second, I'm gonna go show y'all this. Now, like, whenever I stream in the morning, all I could tell you, I know a lot of you guys be wondering where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? People want to come. And the locals, you'll be surprised, man. The locals, they be wanting to come peep out the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's he at in this area? To where it's like I'm showing them stuff almost that they never seen before. That's so gorgeous, okay? So I just want to show you guys real quick so y'all be aware. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I'm a stream The entire time in Connecticut, like 2 weeks. Usually, whenever I do the tour stops or whatever, I do 2 weeks. So I'm looking at this time, and I'm saying I told people the tour is going to end on October the 15th. There's the last vlog won't be out October the 15th, so there's no way it's going to be possible. So I'm gonna just run this time in Connecticut and New York together because it's really one area. It's just a really big area, very big, very populated. The New York Metro is like over 20 million people, guaranteed. New York Metropolitan on Long Island is like 8 million people. And if you look at Long Island, you would say that's not even really the New York, heart of New York. Manhattan isn't. Like, you see what I'm saying? Look, I just want to show y'all. So if y'all look over there where those trees are, that would be like a mountain. So right here is just the bay, okay? Or it's just like a harbor where they're keeping the boats. But if we run down, I know you can't see it right there because over there is the end. So you're gonna have to run down the other way. You're gonna run, the harbor's gonna run into a lake. And when the harbor runs to a lake, it'll look similar to this, but there won't be no boats there. And the water won't look like this. It'll be, if you look on my YouTube or my Instagram, you'll see it. It looks like water like you're in Florida. And when you look across the lake, like that, those trees right there, I don't know if that's a bluff or a hill, but that's not a mountain. What I'm saying is those trees right there are like that. And it's big and it's gorgeous. It's only probably like 2,000 some square feet. What's the tallest mountain in the Appalachians, y'all? It's not like being out west, 16,000 feet, 14,000 feet peaks. You only got 2,000 some feet peaks. But I'm saying though, like those, you see the coloration of those leaves? I can imagine the sunset out there, but it's like, it felt like going to this part, it felt like I was at a waterfall, straight up. It felt like going to a waterfall. And I'm saying you just at a regular, like the lake and the mountain, but it's like deep into the mountain. It looked like, look, if I had the right, film equipment and I'm riding down, because you riding like down into the mountain. Some of the roads that I rode, I never ride them roads again. Guys, I travel mountains. I'm talking about Colorado mountain, I drove them. New Mexico mountains, drove them. Name the state, boy. North Carolina, Tennessee, name the state. Mountains, drove them. Content is on the, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like New York mountains, like I ain't trying to do, but I'm saying here in Connecticut, them roads though. I was like, I ain't going to no waterfall in Connecticut because if your roads look like that, I could just imagine like, man, nah, I can't. I went to waterfall, like some places in Tennessee, you know what I'm saying? But then some places like you straight wilderness, like real wilderness, man. Like, so nah, But that being said though, man, like, yeah, that part that I want to show y'all, man, that y'all gonna see if y'all looked on the grand, you done seen the content, man. It's like really, 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 really gorgeous, man. It really is out here in Connecticut. It's the prettiest park I've been to yet. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I gotta bump around and see some things and see how things, travel and stuff. And then I got personal stuff to take care of. But yeah, though, I got some great content. We the People 9, you know what I'm saying? Like I already got some good footage from the park, but I just want to do some live streams from there. You know what I'm saying? Just feel good about myself. Not only I went to these places, saw some places. This is the 5th state I ain't been to. When I cross into New Jersey, that's 6. Vermont is 7. New Hampshire is 8. Rhode Island's 9. Maryland's 10. You talking about an hour and a half. I just get bored. You know what I'm saying? After I'm just here chilling for a while. We ain't doing the We the People no more. I'm just bored. I go to Rhode Island or Providence, just like that. 3 hours, 4 hours, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just to be able to do that, you know what I'm saying, till I could go out west. When I go out west, I'm going to pick back up on We the People. It might not be called, like the first We the People tour was called the Texas Tour, but it was a We the People vlog. So this We the People is actually going to be called Golly, I'm looking at my car, man. I don't know if that's some cats or what, but this are some haters. But this We the People gonna be actually called the We the People 8, We the People 9, We the People 10. The next tour, I'm not sure what that tour is gonna be called. You know what I'm saying? It might not be called a We the People, you know? Just like the Texas tour wasn't called the Texas tour, but it was still a We the People vlog, still We the People vlog, We the People series. It's on YouTube, man. Like, I appreciate y'all showing up. Somebody said Connecticut is exotic. I guess I got a minute for some nonsense though, but I'm not gonna let you get me out of character. You know what I'm saying? I just might hear, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing wrong with hearing a little nonsense every now and then. See if you know what I'm saying, see if anybody is getting any smarter, if they still the same level of non-intelligence. Levels of the equal levels of non-intelligence in America. Bro, I got 11 minutes for you. What you got? Somebody said, do I like Wendy's? What's wrong with Wendy's? Some people don't eat fast food. Some people too ritzy. Some people can, I don't know. But I'm saying really, like, I might, in Biloxi, I got like 2 restaurants I really eat at. Maybe 3. Then everything else really fast food. So do I like Wendy's? What's wrong with Wendy's? I mean, I'm not like too good to eat at Wendy's. And then not only that, like, I think Wendy's is straight. It's food, man. I mean, I'm a fat boy and I eat food, but like, I'm a country kind of dude. Like, I don't really try to be eating. I don't be eating. I ain't eating no octopus, no squid, no caviar. And I'm not going to put it in my mouth at no meeting to get no deal or try to, bro, that's the water, y'all. I'm sorry. I see the sun shining on that. I'm not going to put no caviar or no stuff in my mouth to try to get no deal or try to be faker. Like, nah, man, I'm from South Mississippi, man. You got some collard greens. You trying to be funny. You got some baked chicken. You got some ribs. It don't have to have barbecue sauce on it, just any kind of ribs. It ain't got to be no fried chicken. It could be baked chicken. Asparagus. Y'all like asparagus? You know what I'm saying? Some red beans. You know what I'm saying? Some collard greens. You know? Some cornbread. All kind of cornbread. You know what I'm saying? Cotton candy cornbread. Bubblegum shrimp. Popcorn shrimp. Yeah, we like shrimp too. You know what I'm saying? Fried shrimp, you know what I'm saying? Like seafood, like fish. I like my fish fried. I eat baked redfish, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, man, like pizza. Like, they be making fun of me because I like pizza. What's wrong with that? I don't know. Like, I think pizza, I like pizza. I really love hamburgers though. That's why I'm a fat boy. Because I stay at McDonald's. He said, if I like Wendy's, he didn't say McDonald's, but I like McDonald's, but like Taco Bell, yeah, man, I eat a fast food. I ain't trying to be like, you talk to President Trump, he like McDonald's, I heard, but most people like, they don't eat like them rich people, they don't eat fast food and stuff. I ain't made it to that level. I don't think I never will though, because I always try to remain humble. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I've always got those meager beginnings, you know? But I ain't saying that I won't eat at Benny Hollows, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I do that. You know? I do eat a $50 side of mac and cheese. I do that, too. You know what I'm saying? But, like, they do that all the time. I don't really do that. You know, even with the money. I'd rather give, you know what I'm saying, $20 to a homeless person. You know? And I don't even need $30 to go eat. It's a single man, bro. You know, if I was in Biloxi, I really wanted to eat, bro. Like, I could go to a casino, get sweet potato, a whole seafood. Like, I could get a whole seafood, like, platter, bro. Like $16 with the tip, $4 tip, like $12. I'm talking about like at a 3-4 star restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like, so $50 for a side of mac and cheese, man. Like, I give that money to some. That's just who I am, though. But I mean, you might, want to want people to look at you like you something because you paying 50 for mac and cheese. You might need that. But God made me smart. So like I could use other stuff to achieve other means. I don't need people's praise or men's praises. Like, you know what I'm saying? God gave me other means of talents, but I ain't hating on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Joshua said Trump is saving the country, man. I'm saying if he not, listen, Joshua, regardless of if he really is successfully saving it, what I can say is he's trying to. That's what the stream is that you got to understand the mentality. I'm trying to fix a problem. That's what my efforts, that's what I'm putting tariffs ghosts on the whole world because what he's saying, because for, oh, there's a $38 trillion deficit. Don't you think that's a reason to put tariffs on the whole world? To save my country $38 trillion? Oh, we just keep building it up and just paying the interest and more money and keep getting rich and let the deficit, just keep, nah, man. I'm saying, come on, man. So I'm saying whether or not you agree with the method or not, we talked about the troops, man, going into Chicago, going into these different places where President Trump got a reason for them to go. Governor Pritzker got a reason for them to go. And you seeing them on TV, you thinking men going in there with guns, it's going to be some kind of chaos. But the military reason for them being there ain't got nothing to do with what President Trump talking about or nothing to do with Governor Pritzker talking about. It's got something to do with helping the communities, feeding people, giving them clothes, making sure they got shelter, hooking them up with government programs. So you got to commend President Trump for that. You got to salute the military members. We got to see this for what it really is. President Trump, your job numbers, and this ain't getting on you, picking on you, or hating on you, in August and September, they look horrible. And they are not unbecoming of who you are, and I know you are, and what you are capable of as a business president. That being said, he's had a lot on his plate. In Israel, he's this close to a peace deal. Salute President Trump. Like I said, within a month, that's going to be done. Take Big Ghost word for it. In Israel, complete peace in the Middle East. And it'll probably remain like that at least through his presidency. Salute President Trump. Hostages coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's good news. Stock market still looking solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, gas is lower. Like, rent is lower. He a little chaotic with the way that he governing, but that's just his style. He told you he was going to do that. He told you he was going to switch it up. I'm saying, like, I get on here when he do wrong, and I say he wrong, and when he right, he right. We talking about President Trump, that's President Trump news. We talk about Jasmine Crockett. She a Democrat 30th in Texas. You know what I'm saying? I like her. I love her. That's my back. We the people number 8. You know what I'm saying? Coming out is about Jasmine Crockett. You know what I'm saying? A Democratic representative, who represents the people of the 30th district in Dallas, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Who is a federal official, and she actually offers to help the residents of Dallas, not them coming to her. She goes out into the community and offers them help with their problems. She sets up booth offering government assistance to the residents in her community. So that sounds like Representative Crockett is a fighter, and she for the people, man. So we the people number 8. I salute Democrats. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't I salute politicians. It's like if I'm from Biloxi, Mississippi, and I don't like the New Orleans basketball team, no hate on them, but saying I don't like them, you know what I'm saying? So like who your team is, I ain't really got no team. I just like different players. You know what I'm saying? I like Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? I rock his jersey, his shoes, and everything. I don't like Golden State. I don't even know who Klay play for no more. You know what I'm saying? I like LeBron. I don't like the Lakers, though. You know what I'm saying? Not hating on the Lakers. I rock a Lakers jersey because it's LeBron, but I really just rocking with LeBron. That's how I am with politics. In my mind, y'all looking at it like it's the Republicans and Democrats are different teams. They not different teams. That's like the offense and the defense. They the same. They different wings of the same bird, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a Republican and it's a Democrat. Y'all see that? That's a Republican and that's a Democrat, but it's the same coin. That's how I look at that situation. You know what I'm saying? That's the AC, y'all. That sun beating in my face. That's how I look at that situation. So I just look at it like, you know what I'm saying? It's the same team, man. So I don't see different teams. I see the team as being American. So, like, I don't like the offense or the defense really. I like both of them. So I can't pick a side. So I don't pick a side. I don't play Democrat backdooring my boys. I expect if you would be a Democrat, Jasmine, she got to stand 10. Jasmine got to be for abortion and trans rights. Even though I am against abortion and trans rights, I understand as a Democrat, she going to be loyal to what she is. Just like a Republican is going to be loyal to what he is. He should be for trickle-down economics, but I'm not for trickle-down economics. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to be loyal to what I am as an independent. That's what independent means. It means no political affiliation. That way I speak the truth freely. And you can trust my opinion because I'm not biased towards Republicans, nor am I biased towards Democrats. Plus, I have a keen sense and awareness to speak to what the people want or what they desire, especially when you've been to 17 states or 19 states this entire year, though, and you talk to hundreds of people across those 19 states. When you think somebody like me, that's stronger than any president, any politician ran a campaign this year. And Ghostwriter talked to a lot of people, and I'm a very intelligent guy. I've been traveling my whole life. I'm saying when I was 17, 18 years old, I went to Melbourne, Florida for 30 days. Right after that, I joined the Army. So I'm saying I've been across America. I'm keen to things. And I talk to a lot of people, man. I got a good sense of what the people want, different communities, what they expect from their politicians, and what their politicians should be delivering to them. I study government. To Don Jr., to Fox News, to CNN, to MSNBC, to VP Harris or Governor Newsom or the DNC or the RNC, to somebody in politics, I'm telling you, I would be a weapon to have on your team, man. You know what I'm saying? Even somebody like Elon, anybody with political aspirations or who need any kind of legal guidance or any kind of legal fighter, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. That's what I'm building on, man. Hopefully, pray to God in the future, I'll be able to provide those services if and when called upon. That being said, man, we've been streaming for about 2 hours, man. Like I said, guys, if, YouTube, we all supposed to, I understand things are what they are, but we look out on each other, and when we do, what I'm saying, I'll be able to do more time. But until then, man, I try to keep the streams at about an hour and a half, however long it takes to do the content. Today, I got through the content about an hour and 23 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I gave a couple of extra time. I read a couple of comments, but you know what I'm saying, guys? It's been nice kicking it with y'all, but it's been 2 hours now. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of things I need to get out there and take care of. I appreciate y'all showing up, man. I appreciate y'all showing love, man. You know what I'm saying? That being said, I'll say it again. I got my boy 3T's, man. My boy 3T, my boy Tyrone, man. He's supposed to be doing an interview with me, man. We were supposed to do it today. He wasn't able to do it today, so we got a schedule for tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. Most of y'all in Central Time. 10 a.m. Central Time. It's a business spotlight. I'll let him come on here, man. I'll ask him a couple of questions, kick it with him, let him talk to y'all about his businesses, the services that He got to provide, how long he been in business and everything like that. He come do that interview. But if not, we got a news story playing, man, and we got a vlog coming out too tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time. You know what I'm saying? We the People 8, I just told y'all about it. Highlight Jasmine Crockett. You know what I'm saying? It's the rest of the upstate New York is so gorgeous out there. New York's a gorgeous state. New England's gorgeous. We the People, guys. That's your time, my time, big ghostwriter, man. I would like to say that I am a Christian. You know what I'm saying? I believe that Jesus suffered, bled, and died on the cross to save my soul from hell. But I'm not judgmental at all. And I know Jesus isn't judgmental. Jesus died for you, man. He paid a pardon for you. You know what I'm saying? I take these with me all over the country, man, and I distribute them to people. You know what I'm saying? I know I missed a state or two, but I do the best I can. I only got I got less than 100 left. You know what I'm saying? But Jesus played a pardon for you, man. He paid a pardon for me, man. I just asked God one day, man, just to save me, just to forgive me of my sins, man. You know what I'm saying? And after I prayed that prayer, man, I believe that he saved me with my heart. The Bible says if you shall confess with your mouth and you shall believe in thy heart, you know what I'm saying? I believe he's died for me and the grace. When he died for me, he took my place. I should have died. He played my part. You know what I'm saying? With a man, if somebody pay your part, you just get to go free. But with God, that sin has to get paid for. So my sin still had to get paid for. It's just Jesus took the place. He my place. He paid the price. When God look at me, he see the blood of Jesus. That's the only thing that makes me a good person or worthy to go to heaven. It's nothing of myself. I'm a bad person just like everyone else is. I don't care how many good deeds you do. God said your good deeds are as filthy rags. So for every good you do, you got bad that you do. You just might not see it yourself. Let me come hang out with you. I'll point it out to you without being too mean. You see what I'm saying? So with Jesus covered that. So you have to accept Jesus, his payment, sacrifice, his payment for your sins. You know what I'm saying? It's his blood and his grace. That's how you go to heaven. It's not nothing that you can do. It's not a works. If you could work to go to heaven, why would Jesus die? That's what the Jews believe. That's what BB and them believe. You know what I'm saying? They don't believe in Jesus. They believe in God. They don't believe in Jesus, though. But they believe that, they were sacrificing lambs. There's stuff that they could do with them themselves that they could go to heaven with. I don't believe that. I don't believe that BB could do nothing to go to heaven. And if BB doesn't pray and accept Jesus as his personal savior, just like me, just like you or anyone else, he will not go to heaven. I think Jesus is the only way to heaven. That's my belief. It's not like it's a bad thing. And the depiction a man have of Jesus, and I'm not a preacher, y'all. Y'all just caught me at the right time. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get on down. The depiction that a man have of Jesus is not who Jesus really is. You see what I'm saying? You got to see Jesus for who he really was, man. He was a man. He was all man, but he was all God too. And he came to this earth to save you from hell, man. That's not a cliche. That's real talk. You see what I'm saying? They look at Jesus as if he was I'm not sure how people look at Jesus, but I'm saying I know him for what he was. And with all the power in the world to do whatever he wants to and to be able to get away with it. That's what you got to understand, like a king. President Trump might do something to you. He might not be able to get away with it. Vladimir Putin could. If you was a Russian journalist, that's not funny, and get away with it. But I'm saying, though, what if you was a Russian journalist and Vladimir could kill you? All the power in the world, all jokes aside, Jesus had. He was sitting down at dinner and he recognized that one of his friends, his best friend, had betrayed him, and he called him out on him. And he had all the power to kill him when he exposed him, or the guy exposed himself. And the words you say in that next moment will define you. Your friends, your followers, everybody listening, what you got to say. And Jesus stood up and said, at this moment, when I have the power to destroy you, I'm going to tell you to love your enemies. Love one another. Feed your enemies. I don't tell BB that he can't starve the Palestinians because they're enemies. That comes from the Hebrews. He's a Hebrew. So he know what that scripture is. He can't quote no scripture to me, BB. But that's BB's lineage. That's where the scriptures come from. That's what I believe. He a Hebrew. So I'm telling him what the scripture, BB, this is what the scriptures say. You know this better than I do. This in your customs, sir. You still bowing and stuff, to God, but this in your customs, sir. That, you feed those, your enemies. BB, the scriptures say that God will refire a coal on their head. But God said to feed them. You don't starve no women and kids, my dude. But we passed that, though. They got a peace deal they finna work out, man. That's good news to hear, man. BB, you know what I'm saying? You could go back to the Mediterranean, man. You could put your gun down for a minute, BB. I know y'all, the Mossad, they got a job to do to keep the Israeli people safe. They gonna do theirs 24/24. CIA will too. Let them boys make their money though. But BB, like you come on over here, get the checkbook, man. President Trump and Hamas, I don't know if y'all got no money. Whoever got the money, man, y'all come on over here for the next 3.5 years. We're gonna chill out for a minute, y'all. That's what's coming, man. Wait, Putin, you coming too soon, man. Peace and prosperity, man, for the whole world. An age of peace, man. Y'all ready for an age of peace, man? Put the guns down, man. Stop talking about somebody or hate somebody because they're a different race than you. Stop trying to control and dictate what everybody do. Y'all ready for peace, man? That's the question, man. Jesus ready for peace, man. Real talk. Jesus save you, man. He ready to forgive you right now. Forget what a preacher say. Forget what your mama say. Forget what I'm saying. I'm telling you, Jesus want to forgive you. Whatever you done in your lifetime, he want to give you a fresh slate and a new slate. He did for me. And I prayed him that prayer more than one time. And he forgave me. And he forgave me. And he loved me. And he forgave me. And I'm no different than you. I'm no special than you. All you got to do is ask. You know what I'm saying? That being said, man, I got problems I'm dealing with right now that's bigger than me. I'm waiting on some people to respond to a lawsuit right now and litigation right now, man. You know what I'm saying? But when I get to them problems that's bigger than me, I give them to God. I didn't pray about it. I didn't ask God to help me. You know what I'm saying? I know I need God to deal with every last one of these situations. I'm in the middle of a storm right now, trials. But I feel like King David. Whatever that trial is, whatever your valley of shadow of death is, it might not be actual physical death. It might be homelessness. It might be so many different things. But he said, regardless of what your trials, your valley of your shadow of death, he said, I will fear no evil, because thou art with me. You could get that once you get that relationship with God. Man, I get on my knees. I just ask him to forgive me, man. I thank him for everything, man. Thanksgiving. And I ask him to assist me and how I need assistance. It's bigger than me. I might not could handle this on my own. I get up and I walk away, and I wake up every morning and I say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, y'all. That's my time. It's Big Ghost Rider. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Y'all just tap in. That's why I say hit that notification bell. Y'all catch me at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. If y'all don't see me at that time, you know what I'm saying, you'll see me at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Tomorrow morning, man. Tomorrow afternoon. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all stay safe. Big Ghost Rider, man. I'm out.